These are the 4 dumbest ways I've seen founders waste their launch window. I've helped launch dozens, if not hundreds, of consumer apps with founders who were recently funded, and I can tell you exactly where most of that momentum dies early on. It's the same 4 mistakes, and it's almost every time. The first 30 days after you launch are critical. You're looking for momentum, you're looking to use the capital you were just given in the best way so that you show growth, you show signal. And according to data, the Startup Genome Project, 70% of startups scale the wrong things prematurely, end up burning their launch window and stuff doesn't matter. Let's get into the 4 dumbest ways I've seen it happen. Number 1 is going directly to paid ads before having anything that worked. Think about it. In this position, I have nothing against paid ads. I love them actually. The apps we have in our portfolio are scaling with paid ads, but there's a few caveats. Number 1, you need to understand at the point where you're launching, you don't really even know what the positioning of your product is. So going straight to paid, where you have no creatives that you know for sure work or are validated, and you have 2, product positioning that's uncertain, that can change at any time. Anyone that's raised knows what I'm talking about. Early on, really, you're just pivoting as much as you can to find PMF, and you're also, when it comes to scaling or to go to market, you're really just looking for signal. So this opinion actually gets me a lot of pushback, which is basically, I believe that going into paid ads soon is basically an addiction that can kill startups. And I get why founders do it. You can turn your meta ads on, you feel like you're doing real business, it's measurable, you have clear attribution, there's a dashboard, you put money in, you see numbers go up, it feels professional, you feel like you're doing stuff, but it's wrong. You're scaling the wrong stuff because number 1, there's no PMF, so you have no product validation. Number 2, you have no creatives to show for it. You don't know what the users you're trying to attract want to watch. You don't know that. So what I would say you would do is get a bunch of content creators, get a bunch of people that are good. Gen Z usually is very good. Get a bunch of content creators to create videos about your app, like things start trending, videos do well organically, like showing your app, etc. There's tons of examples out there, and get them to post across different pages on TikTok. So this is almost like a research and development lab, like R&D lab. You want to post hundreds of them every week so that 2 things happen. Number 1, you understand which parts of your product people that are making content, people that are watching content care the most about. That's going to give you a very clear sense of what parts of the product need to be focused on. And number 2, it's going to validate 5 to 10 organic winners. So videos go above 50,000, 100,000 views with good engagement, with comments saying, what is this app? Is this free? And then you take those, then you go to paid, not the other way around. Number 2, over polishing the product or being too attached to the product. Hey, my product is this, we help this. This is what it should be, guys. Like, you should do that, but you shouldn't be too attached to what your product is and does, or the features that you want, what you think will work. You shouldn't be too attached to that before you actually know what people want. You need to ship a version that's as simple as possible for you to be able to then iterate on and make changes like I was talking about before. Don't get too attached until you have some validation of the market of what the numbers are saying, what people give a about. Number 3, having your whole growth strategy be based on that launch window. What people do is, hey, we have this 30-day launch window, we just raised, let's really focus on making this a killer strategy. So they go product hunt, AppSumo, and they have big marketing pushes they want to do during those 30 days. And it's like, okay, although it might be good, I mean, you'll get a bunch of users that are probably just trying out new stuff, and then your traffic 72 hours later will drop 80 to 90%. The thing about product hunt is that it's amazing actually, but what you're doing is you're generating undifferentiated attention. So you're attracting vibe seekers, developers, other indie hackers. You're not really speaking to your target user. So what you need to do in those 30 days, 60 days of launching is you need to be as present as you can in the platforms that your user is on. If you're targeting Gen Z, go to TikTok. If you're targeting prosumer, go for higher quality IG reels or even influencer collabs, go to Twitter, figure out where they are, where they live, and go there. So to give you some perspective, to scale my agency, which is B2B, we've done tons of different marketing channels. There were months where we were spending in like 7 different places: outbound, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube. The number 1 place where our ideal customer lives is on X, and we had proof of that. So just go and spend on X, and all the rest being more like middle of funnel, bottom of funnel stuff. So I'm not telling you anything I wouldn't do myself. So I'm telling you, hey, figure out where your users are, and your growth strategy, launch strategy should be in that channel. Number 4, hiring a growth marketer before even understanding what acquisition is. I mean, I'm a growth marketer, so like I have nothing against growth marketers. What I do have a problem with about is if you're early stage, you just raised, you're looking for traction, and you're thinking, hey, this is the only thing that either make or break my business. Like my business is either not going to exist in a few months or it's going to be growing. This is the number one problem we need to solve. So the only thing that exists right now is, hey, I need to let people know about our product, about our stuff. And you just hire someone and say, hey, you're a growth marketer, do this for me. Like the number one thing that's going to tell you if your company is going to exist or not in a few months, you think you can just outsource that. So that's the issue I see with growth marketers. It's not that you're hiring them or that they're not a good addition to the team. They absolutely are, but you cannot outsource this part. You need to understand what people care about your product, where they're living and where they're consuming the content that you're ideally going to push them. And then you need to validate on your content, on your ads, you need to validate what the winners are. So you need to be very close to the process, to the market in this stage. You need to understand why, because as a founding team member, how do you think you're going to be able to direct the company after that stage with product changes, product developments, with potential multiple six-figure investments in marketing? How do you think you're going to be able to direct the team in the right direction if you don't even know where people live, what they want, what they're consuming? You need to know. That's the 4 dumbest ways I've seen founders waste their launch window. So if you're looking for help doing this, that's exactly what we do at Plutus Media. We've helped dozens, if not hundreds, of newly funded startups scale and set up content infrastructures that help them scale long term. So if you're looking for help doing that, click the link in the description to book a call with our team, or just grab our free ebook that outlines everything I went through on how we do it and how we would build it for you. Cheers.